So today I'm going to installing this Boss audio system BV9370B into my 2000 Toyota Camry. I had an Android radio before this, and that didn't last more than 6 months, I think, and it gave up. Anyway, so right now what I've done is I pulled out the wires from the radio comes with the wires, of course. These two sets comes with the wires, and I'm gonna solder them. The good thing with the Boss radio is everything is has indicator telling you what each wires are, like speakers and all that stuff. And so far, I started soldering it with my Toyota Camry wiring harness I bought from online. It's from Spiral Audio, and that also has the color code of each of the wires that it corresponds to. And so far what I found is each of the colors do correspond. So red from the Boss Audio to red from the Toyota's harness. So all the colors are matching so far, and there's gonna be wires which I'm not going to be using, like this antenna amplifier, because I don't have an antenna amplifier wire. It's a blue wire, and I'm not going to be using it. So I'm going to go ahead and wire it up and then come back to it and show you how I did it. Okay? Alright, so here's a wiring harness. We completed wiring it. Pretty much all are color coded and they match. One of the orange wire, it's the illumination wire. We don't need to hook it up to anything because this radio doesn't support the illumination. I open up the radio. Here's the radio. Comes with the remote, the touch pen, some adapters. Not sure. I don't think I'm going to be using it. Not sure. We'll see. Comes with the instruction manual. And here's the radio. Okay, so let's turn the radio back around, and here are all the connections. The top one, this one, I already have a camera wiring done in my Camry, so I'll be using that to hook up there. There's a camera activation wire which you need to hook up, and it comes labeled, which is a good thing. Sorry, rear view camera. There are other wires here, and I'll just go through quickly. Brake wire, ground, black ground wire, and there are SWC1 rather, and SWC2. Those I'm assuming for the steering wheel control. Mine is an older car, so it really doesn't have that. I've seen a YouTube video where people say just ground the brake wire to the radio, and it should let you play the video. I'm not planning to play any videos while the car is driving or regardless, so it's really not a problem for me. Once I install this, I'll show you how that works. Again, just go slowly and match all the color codes, plus and minus. I soldered them, and then I taped them. I was going to originally do the shrink wrap. I ran out of it, so I just soldered them, taped them. Okay, so I'll show you once it's installed in the car. To go through all the settings, if you go to the home page, okay, let's go back out. That's the radio. I want to go to the home page. Okay, yes, it has two screens. I don't know how to go back and forth. Oh, there it goes. So I guess you can drag, that's pretty laggy. me switch it. Yeah, it's better to read the instruction manual. Anyway. Okay, there's a settings for brightness, I guess. You know, keep pressing it, it goes away. Screen goes darker. There's audio settings. So for the graphic, equalizer, bass, and treble, press back. You can go to settings. This time we went to settings, and you can go to clock. Steering wheel control. So I'm not sure if you need the additional box for the steering wheel control. You can put your, you know, screensaver. You have your calendar and aux in camera. It's camera. I don't even know. It's camera. Maybe if you turn on the back camera, I'm not even sure what that is. Yeah. Okay, so here's the radio hooked up. These are all the buttons you have: hands-free, streaming, the radio, you know, monitor. You click on home page. I still don't know how you can go. Oh, there you go. Settings. It's kind of glitchy. You go into settings. You can change your times, steering wheel controls, your screensaver, or you know, your desktop screensaver, your calendar. Click on the back, and there it is. Fairly simple radio. Works fine, and that's it. And the reverse camera, as I showed you, works. I got it installed. When I put it in reverse, the camera comes up. There's a slight delay, and of course there's a water droplets, but it's pretty clear. Let me pull the. Not bad. I mean, you know. I must say the resolution is okay. My old Android radio had better resolution, I think. But hey, for $65, can't beat it. Has Bluetooth. I know it doesn't have GPS. My old one had GPS on it, but the radio didn't last longer. So what's the use of that? You know. Okay. So switch it back, and there's the radio panel. I gotta just go through and figure out how, you know, all the functions, like how I can keep a memory of the radio station and all that. Home page. You got your radio, hands-free, streaming, USB. Obviously, there's USB here. There's aux and USB. Okay. And that's it. As I go through, I guess it just jumps through different. When I press this, I guess it's a source. You know, for the phone and all that. It switches all the different applications. There goes aux signal. Okay. And when you press it again, it's kind of slow, but hey, it's a radio. I have an older Camry. My clock's not working anymore. This is gonna be perfect clock. Okay. So there you go. Again, I like this radio so far. I already had replaced my speakers in the car. All 4 of the speakers replaced with the Boss speakers. Not really expensive. Everything is pretty, you know, cheap. The front two speakers were like $13 a pair, and the back one was $24. 300 watts one, and the front two ones are 250. Hey, I'm not an audio expert, so don't go, you know, telling me what's wrong or right, whatever. So there you go, guys. Install the radio. Now, it does come with a frame, you know. And the thing is, if I wanted to put this frame around, it's a little bit bigger, so I would have to push this radio out a little bit. You know, it comes out quite a bit. So like in about ½ inch comes out. And it didn't look that flush. I mean, this is not perfect, because let's look at it. This corner shows up. So I wish I could do something with that, but it looks better to me. It looks better to have a flush to the panel than having it raised a little bit outside to put this panel on top of it. Matter of preference, anyway. We're going to plug it in. We're going to turn on the accessory and see the radio turns on. Oh, sorry. Press the button, and of course this one just, you know, glows in blue. Don't have any other color choices or anything like that you can turn on to. You know what I forgot? I forgot to hook up my radio antenna. Okay, open it up again. So guys, I took my rear camera, which I already had wired. This is for the video, and this red wire comes along from the back. It basically has 12 volts, so it senses that the radio senses that when the reverse light comes on, the radio senses it with this wire. And so the red wire hooked up to this purple wire because it says rear view camera. So when you put it in reverse, the radio senses it. It turns on the LCD for the rear view camera, you know, video output. So that's gonna go in the back. I'm sorry about the angle here, but it's gonna go to this right here camera. So that's the top one. I'm gonna hook that up. I don't have no subwoofer or none of this stuff. I'm gonna hook that up to there. I just taped all the wires. I have to tape this black wire too. Next is whatever I've wired with the wiring harness. This 2 plugs of the wiring harness gonna go back in the radio here. You know, it can't go the wrong way, so it's all sized correctly. The Metra or the Spider Audio cables I got, that plugs in right into the car's wiring harness. So in future, if I wanted to switch the radio out, I just have to pull these 2 plugs out and put my old radio back in. I already tested it to make sure it works. The only thing I didn't test is the reverse camera switch. You know, when I put it in reverse, I'm gonna try that out. I decided to use a Camry's original mounting brackets, and it's not. We'll see how it looks. I mean, if you move this clamps here further down, then the radio comes out a little bit far out. I really don't like it that way, but we'll see how it looks and go from there. Looks like I'm just testing it out, see if it's working. All right, before I get blinked out by YouTube. The radio, there are 3 connectors. Pull them out. This is the antenna. This comes out, okay. And this 2, I just push and yank it out. I'm gonna have to put the camera away, but you get the point. You push on those clips right there. There's 2 clips and pull them out. Pulled it out. Simple. I basically pulled it out from the bottom here. You know, I just kind of grabbed it from the bottom, yanked on it a little bit, and then I edged this corner, and from that corner pulled it up and slowly and pried the screwdriver here, and I just yanked it and it just came out. So you can see there are 4 bolts. So I'm gonna take them out and pull the radio out. So here's my Camry old radio. What I'm gonna do is I taped up the screwdriver. I'm gonna pry it, you know, gently and not breaking it. Pry it across, and it basically just comes out. You just pry it and then slowly pull it. Make sure you take out the coin dispenser here, so it becomes easy. Kind of use it as, you know, pull, like you pull on it. Just be careful because you may break it. So just go around the corner, try to pull it, and then there are 4 bolts. You just take them out, pull the radio out, and then we'll see how the clamps line up. I'm not sure about that, so we'll see.